Yes, please speak up. Hello, can you hear me? Students,
Yes, ma'am, we can hear.
are you all there? Yeah. So, do you remember anything from your last class? Word formation, methods of verb formation, and we also did a few of the idioms. Just we'll go for a quick recapitulation, and then I'll start a new lesson in vocabulary and grammar. We talked about suffixes, prefixes also, and I talked to you about verb formation, some methods of word formation, how words are included in our English dictionary according to the requirement. Okay, some names I gave you, some important methods that we use to add words to the dictionary. Don't remember anything? Yes? Can you see the screen? Yes, can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the concept of word formation. Remember? Neologism, blending. Yes? Nobody remembers anything? Then we also did root words from foreign languages and their use. Acquaintance with prefixes and suffixes from foreign languages. Okay? Don't remember anything? One word substitute? No? Don't remember anything? Yes, speak up. Are you all there? Yes, students, the concept of word formation we talked about is derivation, compounding, blending, acronym, loan words, and neologism. Of this, we talked about the formation of word from another word or base or the relation of a word to its base or root. We talked about root words. Okay, then compounding, blending, and then we talked about acronym, loan words, and also neologism. These are the 6 main methods of adding word formation, that is making words into our dictionary. Then we talked about words from the foreign languages also. This is another reason why English is hard to learn. It is because of the pronunciation or its words that we cannot always pronounce correctly. Then vocabulary through root words. I talked about the word struct, which is the basic of the word, of the root word, and a prefix is added to it, con, that become construct, and an ion is added, a suffix is added to make it a noun, construction. That is the struct is the root word, con is the prefix, and ion is the suffix that when we add it becomes a complete word. That's how we talked about a few words, like act means to move or do. That is acting, action, actor. So many words have come into English language from the just the letter act. We are making new words of it. I by adding ing, the gerund of the word, adding gerund to the word act, it becomes acting. That is, it becomes a verb. Then action, then it becomes a noun. Actor, a person, subject, it becomes. Ego means I is egotist. Egoism, egocentrism. Some new words are formed like that. In the case of legal, means related to the law. That is, we can say illegal, legalization, legality, illegal. These new words can be made from there. Normal means typical, normality, and the opposite can be made abnormal, abnormality, abnormalism. Phobias, then we have some kinds of fears. uh, these phobias can be added to, so many types of phobias are there. So prefixes are being added to the word phobia to make new words, like fear of closed places, fear of water, fear of height. All these names are added, scientific names are added as prefixes to the word phobia, to form new words. Scent is to feel, to send. Consent, absent. Okay, root words from foreign languages are ambulance, ambulant, amble, ambulant. Then another word is auto, means self or same. Are you all hearing? I'll ask at the end of the class, I'll ask all these things. If you don't answer, I will not give you attendance. Okay, ambulance, move to walk. So you have that vehicle, ambulate, ambulant, ambulance. Beni means good, benefactor, benevolent. Cardiovascular, cardio means heart. Cardiovascular, cardiology, cardiologist, a person who deals with the treatment of heart. Seed means to go, yield, intercede, precede, recede, concede. These are the words that are formed. Can you name some more? Means to go, yield, intercede, recede, concede. Counter means against or opposite, counteract, counterpoint, counter argument, counterfeit. All these words are formed. It means against or opposite to, out opposite to, counteract. Dem means demo, means people, democracy, democrat, demographic. It deals something that deals with people is the root word for it is dem. Demographic. You heard of the demographic transition, democracy, democratic, that which deals with the people. We are going by the root word and how new words are formed from by adding prefixes and suffixes to it, how new words are formed from the root words. That is, derm means skin. Dermatology, you might have heard about these face creams and all talking about this dermatology. Epidermis, dermis, epidermis, the layers of skin that we have in our body. And derm means skin, dermatology, uh, epidermis, dermis. Mm, equi means equal, equity, equilateral, equidistant means it means equal, the distance from this place to that place, or all those words related to that means equal will be by adding prefixes or suffixes, equilateral, equidistant, or equity. Another example is hypno. Hypno means sleep, hypnosis, hypnotic. That deals. Hypno, hypnosis, hypnotic is the prefix. Intra means within or into. Intrapersonal, intramural, intravenous. Ject means to throw. Reject, eject, inject. Three in the all the three words prefixes have been added in eject, reject, and inject. Mal means bad, malignant, malfunction, malice, malpractice also. Mangi means big or great. Magni, magnify, magnificent. Multi means many, multiple, multifaceted, or multilingual. People dealing with multiple, many, having more talent, and people talking different kinds of languages. Omni means all, omnipotent, capable of all, doing all, omnipresent, being present everywhere. Omnivore means eating all types of food. Omnivorous animals, those that eat herbs as well as carnivores. Poly means many, polygamous, polychrome, polytheist. People, I mean, who are following many things at a time, maybe many polygamous people who are having um, many types of uh, religion, people who follow many religion, okay, or people who are having many types of habits. Script means to write. Manuscript, postscript. Sect means to cut, intersect, dissect, section. SECT, sect. That is, means to intersect, dissect, and section. With means see, envision, and evident. So these, why these root words are being used over here? Why do you think I gave you some around 20 to 25 examples and related to that? These are some of the root words, and you are going to make some new words out of it. That's because they are, if you do that, it will help you in improving your vocabulary. I told you that types of vocabulary also I talked to you on the other day, that a person's vocabulary uh, is his or her vocabulary, the words that she or he uses in communicating, or in the process of communication. So these are four types. As we are speaking, uh, we are listening, we are reading, and also we are writing. Then a person's vocabulary will depend on all these things. If he or she is a good listener, then the speaking ability will also be good. If he or she is a good reader, their writing capacity will also be good. So the prerequisite of all the, I mean, most important skills of communication is that you need to be a good listener. And I told you about how different the types of vocabulary is. Usually the formal vocabulary, the words that you use, or the sentences, the kind of sentences that you use in communicating verbally, are different from the sentences that you make in writing a letter, or a formal letter or an informal letter. For example, if you are blogging, or if you are writing an article, you're making some manuscript, or you are making pressy writing, you are doing pressy writing, making concise of a big paragraph into a 4-line paragraph, you do not use the same words or same sentences that you use to communicate in verbal communication. So this verbal vocabulary is different from your written vocabulary, that is the non-verbal vocabulary. Okay, so linguists or scientists who study language refer to the root as the base or foundation of a word. Like I showed you the example, it is a root word. Port is a root word. It appears as a part of many words. However, anytime it appears, port means to carry or to move, like that. Like transport, portable, teleportation, deport, export, import. These words have something to do with carrying or moving from one place to another. Okay, so this is very important. So you need to practice a few of the root words, and how prefixes and suffixes are added to it to make your language better, which is very important in communicating. That will be more than important in communicating through written text. Okay, so then we'll go to, it's a small segment of the lesson: acquaintance with prefix and suffixes from foreign languages, uh, like alter, alternate, ami or amic, lovable, amicable. Okay, amphi, all sides or both sides. Amphibian, an animal that lives inside the water as well as outside. Crocodiles, frogs, and these types. These are called amphitheater.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Uh, yeah, what?
Ma'am, your slide is not the same as you're seeing now.
Not visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is not the same, ma'am.
Okay. Now that grammar punctuation slide has come here. Okay, let it be. I'll just, so you are able to see my face?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. What has happened? Now? Now is it visible?
Ma'am, you're not sharing the screen, ma'am.
So we'll slowly add these suffixes. I gave you the example the other day of happy. That is the root word. Unhappy is adding prefix to it. Unhappiness, adding prefix as well as suffix. So then we'll go to standard abbreviations. Some standard abbreviations are there. What are abbreviations? That is the short form of a lengthy expression. You might have heard about NASA, RSVP, DIYs, ASAP, all these things. It's a small form, a short form of a lengthy expression. So there are many types of it who as we use them, uh, we'll talk about them in detail. Abbreviations are in use in almost every discipline and area of life. Uh, these are also called acronyms. Okay, like for example, RSVP, Responde, Salvo, Play. It's a French word for responding, if you please. If it is often used on invitations or parties and special events, and is intended to be responded to a yes when you will attend, whether you will attend or not, you will be said. So at the foot of the invitation card you feel you have this RSVP. So you, when you get that invitation, you are supposed to respond to the invitee that you will be coming. If you are not able to come, you have to do it with a explain to them about that you will not be able to come there because of some reason. The reason you have to specify. And once you say no, then you, if you change your mind, then again you have to respond to the invitee saying that I'll be able to come. But without giving information that you first you said you will not be coming, and then you should not go and bump into the party. So these are some of the rules that we will be talking about in in soft skills also, how you have to be behaving with certain people. Okay. PS means postscript. At the end of a letter, people will often write, include as PS, extra thought that was intended to be included in the letter. But during the letter writing, they forgot it. Like any important note that was more important to be contained in the main script of the letter or any message that you are sending. But if you have forgotten, you will say, write it as a note or PS. That is postscript, it is called. Short form is PS. RSVP, it's a French word. Responde, salvo, play. So they pronounce it as that. ASAP, as soon as possible. Mostly we use it in while we are chatting with our friends. ASAP. ETA means eliminated estimated time of arrival. This is mostly used in airports or travel agencies, where they or in your tickets, estimated time of arrival of the planes or trains or buses. DIY stands for do it yourself. We have a number of, a number of times we use this word in our daily life. Do it yourself. Okay, certain things which need some experts help, but when you do it yourself, you call it as DIY. This is my DIY. UNO. The word is famous organization that strives to establish global peace. United Nations organization. So we read it in that way. We don't say it as but UNO. WHO, World Health Organization. BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. AIR, All India Radio. FIR, First Information Report. This is this is called the report that one makes it right in the police station. All India Radio, you all know. BBC, we know that it is the British Broadcasting Corporation, which is one of the channels on your uh, TVs. And World Health Organization. You must have come to know of this more often after the COVID has come into our lives. World Health Organization has given so and so instructions. Okay, so they deal with the health issues of main health issues of the world over. Okay, then a few of another segment, that is idioms and phrases. I told you about this, that these are some of the words spoken by famous people. Idioms, proverbs, these idioms are very small sayings of wise people, and proverbs are bigger in sentences. These are the expressions that we use in everyday. It is an everyday part or important segment of native English speakers. They come up all time in both written and spoken English. Idioms don't always make sense literally. These words you can find it in the dictionary, but when they are seen in the idiomatic expressions, they mean something else. You cannot find these words literally, but if you see that word for the meaning in the dictionary, um, the words are different, their meanings might be different, but when they are used in the idiom, they mean something else. So for them to be used in our regular life to make our communication more expressive or understood, native speakers use them a lot. So we must know their proper meaning to use them from time to time. Otherwise, if you use a wrong idiom on the wrong on the right place, or the wrong idiom on the wrong place, it might end up in a disastrous communication. So it is very important that you must know their meanings, why they are used, what is the implication, or what is the hidden meaning, or what is the intended meaning in that idiom is very important. These are the phrases or the words that are used by native speakers. There are thousands in number. Some are idioms, some idioms are informal, some are formal. You can use them in formal settings also. These are the group of words used for more effective use of the language. They are, if they are they are not interpreted by their literal meaning, but they are used by their indicative meaning, which we use in the form of the idioms. This effective use will bring a command over the language. If you use them, you will have a command over the language. Um, a bitter pill, a situation or an information that is unpleasant but must be accepted. It is a bitter pill that you have to swallow. When you say that this is a bitter pill that you have to swallow, you have to deal with that unpleasant situation, but you have to accept it. A hot potato, a controversial issue or an issue that is awkward or unpleasant to deal with. Usually they are of the same situation. Mm, it's a hot potato. Usually in the news, a controversial issue is dealt and it is very awkward to deal with. It is a hot potato. Achilles heel. a metaphor, a fatal weakness in spite of overall strength. At the drop of a hat, without any hesitation, instantly, without any difficulty, when you are getting something, that is called at the drop of a hat. Call it a day. um, to retire from. Uh, the in the case of an employee asking his employer, and the employer asking his employee to call it a day means to retire from your job. Cheap as chips means inexpensive or of but of good value. Uh, because when you buy chips, they are of very little value, but when you have them, you feel good, isn't it? So it is taken as cheap as chips. Couch potato is a lazy person who always, they are this idiom is used usually for people who are sitting in front of the TV also. A couch potato sitting in front of the TV. Don't count your chicken before they hatch. Don't make plans for something that may not happen. Uh, like some stories associated with that. You might have heard the story that when uh, when somebody is carrying the eggs, they are, how many eggs are there? They are counting the chicken, and how they are going to make plans of certain things that may not work in the future. Fit as a physical health. Fly in the ointment. That one tiny drawback. Fly in the ointment. You might have seen that, feel that if some in your cream container, if some fly falls, how it feels. It's a all the things are going well, but a tiny small drawback or a flaw in the thing can spoil the whole flavor of it, whole beauty of it. Grass is always greener on the other side. It is said when you learn something, it's a phrase implying that a person is never satisfied with his current situation. They think others have it better. Like you feel that your neighbor's courtyard is more beautiful because it is to your distant side, but your courtyard, you might not find the same kind of lawn or greenery. So all the things that other people are having, you feel that they are having good things, but at your end you will feel you are not satisfied with. Heard it through the grapevine means you heard something through means of a rumor. You didn't heard it from the horse's mouth is the person who himself felt or experienced something, he or she told you. But heard it from the through the grapevine is that it is a rumor, it is not a mm, I mean correct news. It takes two to tango. So it is said in Hindi also, we have this idiom. uh, if a fight has to start, it starts from both the side. If one person keeps on fighting, starting the fight, it will not happen. If both the people respond to it, then only a fight will take place. These are some of the common this idioms that we are dealing. You have them a number of, when we'll do this lab activity, we'll we'll practice that. A number of them are there. When you browse through the internet, you just type idioms of daily life, you will find a number of them, so that you can practice and you can always improve your uh, vocabulary and use of, you can be impressive in your talk by using some of the idioms and phrases, by enriching your language and vocabulary, so that you can sound like a native speaker. The best of the best of both worlds. These are some of the phrases. Means you can enjoy two different opportunities at the same time. When you say that, the best of the two worlds you are getting, best from you can enjoy two different opportunities at the same time. For working part-time and looking after the kids 2 days a week, she managed to get the best of the words. This is one of the examples. Speak of the devil. That means the person you are just talking about actually turns up at that moment. Speak of the devil, and the devil is here, we say. Hi, Tom. Speak of the devil, and I just was telling someone about your new car. They finally saw eye to eye on the business deal. This means agreeing with someone. Will I see eye to eye? If I don't see eye to eye, if you don't agree with the other person always, you see, I don't see an eye to eye with that person. Okay, once in a blue moon means it's not a very usual activity, something that happens very rarely, infrequently. Once in a blue moon, if you use that idiom, you mean that it is not happening very often. I only go to the cinema once in a blue moon. When pigs fly means something that will never happen. This is an act. When to cost an arm and a leg, something is very inexpensive. Something that you are getting it with very few bucks. Uh, to cost an
Time up.
arm, hmm, time up, a piece of cake, something that is easily taken, something which is quite easy, a piece of cake. It's something like a piece of cake. Let the cat out of the bag. To accidentally reveal a secret. To tell somebody the secret. Let the cat out of the bag. To feel under the weather. To not feel well. I am feeling under the weather means it's an idiom which says that I am not feeling well. I am really feeling under the weather today. To kill two birds with one stone. To solve two problems at one time.